I've been coming to the conclusion the alpha male is bisexual. Now, if we're going to use these terms like alpha and top dog and top G and stuff like that, certain primitive terms, I don't mind using that stuff. I think that stuff's cool. It helps explain what you're trying to say. You know, words only go so far. Let's stay in that context. Alpha. Something that makes bisexual men alpha is the fact that, one, we don't have to rely on women's approval to live a full life. The base level things that a man needs, we can achieve these things without women. I almost view homosexual men, especially, and bisexual men, as the male version of the Amazonians in DC Comics. You know, it's like, especially when I hit the beach, you know, I live in South Florida. I hit the beach and it's like this secret island of just men being attracted to other men and having a society and living life. Of course, there is that need also for reproduction. This is why I say the bisexual man is the truest alpha, because we can have fun with our bros and our boys, you know, have relationships and relations, and also we can reproduce willingly, you know? I mean, take me back to the times where your bros were for having a fun, good time, you know what I'm saying? And the girls, they help bring life into the world, and you value both. They both offer different things. Men, on men, it's more chill. It's like simple. We're not challenging each other as much. Women, they do present certain other challenges. Just the fact that we're not the same gender also creates a certain challenge in learning to balance that kind of yin and yang. However, in a homosexual dynamic, there is still a yin and yang. It's just much more leveled out, in my opinion. It's more calm. Let's just say that. Another thing, I find a lot of heterosexual men have to live in these certain set rules for them. It's like a trap. It's like a box. It's like, okay, you go through schooling, you graduate, you go to college, you graduate, get married, have kids. That's the typical set structure, and a lot of guys do that, especially the past generations. If you fall outside this straight path, the term straight is called that for a reason. It's a set straight path that's already been selected for you, which I think is a beautiful thing for people who align with that. It's just being bisexual. You can choose to do that path, or you cannot. You might be worried about society's judgment, but you realize quickly that it's really not that important. It's part of it. You feel the judgment, but you're not going to go home and cry about it and be alone forever. You can go find a guy to be with. You can go explore. You can have so much sexual exploration. And that's one of the biggest things for men in life, is having sex. If you wanted to have a legacy genetically as a bisexual man, you could then go and do that. And I think having that ability to be with men and be with women is what makes you the primal alpha. There's no hang up in your mind. There's no forcing it. It's not like, oh, I gotta force myself to be into guys, or I gotta force myself to be into women. These things are just happening naturally within you, whether through upbringing or whatever. You've selected in your mind the ability to be into both. You can step outside of the straight path that's created for you, and you can choose for yourself. I find a lot of heterosexual men, their women run the relationship. Even in a homosexual dynamic, that's not the case. It's more balanced. It's, we're coming to the table. We're both men in the situation. Respect is crucial, and we respect each other as such and come to an agreement. Heterosexual men, their women just run all over them. Also, in popular culture, the women are running the show. I'm watching a literal show like Love Island, and I'm seeing a lot of people are agreeing with the women. The women are always in the right, the men are always in the wrong. And the ability of having the choice to opt out of that whole structure, to me, is very alpha. It's a very powerful ability for the system that you live in to not be able to control you as much as the next man. Most men are controllable due to the system we live in. I've even heard the concept of women are actually the alpha of the genders because men are like at their feet all the time. They're always just like, please, may I have some, please, of your magical thing between your legs? And don't get me wrong, it is magical and beautiful, great, amazing feeling. I love it. It's great. It's just having the option to opt out of that, that not completely controlling you, is very freeing. Knowing you have the ability to do that, to reproduce and do all that fun stuff, even have that straight and narrow path. You have the ability to do that. It's just you don't have to at the same time. To me, something that's alpha is having the option, less control over you. There's no set path automatically, which has its own problems. But you have that choice. Being less controllable makes you more alpha. Being able to dominate both genders makes you more alpha. If you can dominate a man and you can dominate a woman, hear this out. A woman, we say they're the weaker gender. So that means they're meant to be dominated. They're meant to be bred. They're meant to be impregnated. Men, if we go by these terms, they're meant to be dominant. They're meant to be the chaser. They're meant to be more aggressive. They're meant to do that. If you're a man and you're dominating another man sexually, to me, that's more alpha. In order to control the narrative, we have religion and belief systems and other perspectives out there who change the narrative and almost try to make it seem like you're less of a man if you're into men. When to me, it makes you even more unique of a man, which and even more rare of a man. These religious concepts are to help control people so they don't really fully step into their power like that. It's to control men to not really step into their power. We have more control over our path. There's nobody policing us. And if they do, it's like water on a duck's back. Slides right off. The policing stuff doesn't work over here. Oh, you're a sassy man. You're a sassy man giving a woman talk back. That doesn't work over here. I'm gonna laugh in your face if you're a woman calling me a sassy man because I have an opinion. Men get beat down in their own relationships, heterosexual men. And you want me to believe that the average heterosexual man is more alpha than the average bisexual man? I'm not buying it.